Okay, we can now start cost and management audit. So let me introduce myself, as many of the students here are new to me and I'm also new to you. So myself CA Ravikaran, I'm a chartered accountant, qualified in 2018, and I started my teaching career in 2018 itself. So it has been almost 6 years I'm into this particular profession of teaching. I have taken up many subjects of CA Inter and CMA Inter, CA Foundation and CMA Foundation. I was also into CA Final in 2021-22. I have taken up GST for CA Final and audit for CA Final. Now this is the first time I'm taking up CMA Final Cost and Management Audit. So management audit is similar for CA and CMA, but the thing which is new is cost audit. So this paper, it is 100 marks. It is for 100 marks, which is divided into 4 aspects. 4. As the name suggests you, cost and management audit. Cost and management audit. It is not only 2 papers, in fact. So this entire topic got divided into 4 parts. Part 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let us go into this syllabus of CMA paper number 17. CMA final. Okay, this is the syllabus which we have, and module number 1 to module number 18. 18 modules are there. So this entire book is divided into 18 modules. So out of this first section, it is cost audit, which carries 50 marks. First part, cost audit. And section B, it is management audit, which carries 25 marks. Third one, internal audit, internal controls, operational audit, and other related issues. This is paper section number C, which carries 15 marks. And the last one is forensic audit and anti-money laundering. Forensic and anti-money laundering, which carries another 10%. So 50 plus 25 plus 15 plus 10. So in an aggregate, it gives you 100 marks. And you cannot leave any chapter as choice, as from each and every topic, subdivisions, each and every module, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, everything. From every chapter, there will be some marks in the final examination, minimum of 5 marks. Even today, whatever we are going to complete, 5 marks will be there in the final examination. In this 1.5 hour, next coming 1.5 hour, 5 marks will be there in the final examination. So every day something new we'll learn, and there will be some marks in the final examination. For the next 35 days or 40 days, whatever we take to complete this syllabus, every day is really very important. So there is no choice at all. However, some chapters, if you can read less content, but you get more marks. Some chapters, more content, less marks. That's the only difference. However, from every chapter, you'll get marks. Okay. So I just divided into entire syllabus. I just divided into basically only 2 parts. So CMA final book got divided into 4 sections. However, I am just dividing into 2 parts. One, it is really very important and practically important, and the second area, it is dry and more content, less marks. So only 2 parts I just divided this entire syllabus. Cost and management audit. One, it is less study, more marks. Second one is more study, less marks. So entire 18 modules got divided into 2 aspects. Okay. So for the first less study, more marks content, that particular section, I just want to give you notes. So as we progress into the class, I am giving you some notes, and you just need to take that notes. Slowly each and every point I will discuss, and I just make you write the notes. Even I am also going to write the notes directly on the spot notes. Okay, so we read the content, we write, we develop some notes. Okay, the second section, it is more study less marks, and this section I am going to give you a handwritten notes which was already written. So you are just not required to write in the classroom, you are just required to listen to the class, read at home. That's it. So entire 18 modules I am going to give you some handwritten notes. Some things, few chapters, few modules will be directly discussed in the class, and notes also will be given in the class. Few other modules you just need to read it at home. Directly it is already written, you don't need to write in the classroom. That's it. Okay, so first section I am going to start now, that is basics. First module, basics of cost audit. The area of discussion today, it is basics of cost audit. How many marks it will carry? 5%. 5 marks out of 100. 5 marks will be there from this first section itself. Okay, so before I go into basics of cost audit, we just need to discuss few aspects today. Basics of auditing. I hope you completed your audit in CA or CMA inter level low. You just completed this audit. So what is the meaning of audit? Meaning of audit. If you can remember, you can just say me the meaning of audit. Not that kind of meaning.
Taking the books.
Yes, audit is an independent examination of financial information of any entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of the size, with a view to express an opinion thereon. So this is the basic definition we studied in our CMA inter. So that was financial audit. It was not cost audit. So in final level, we are going to study the audit which is completely different from inter-level audit. Inter-level audit, it was financial audit, not cost audit. So here the audit definition is something which is different. Here the audit is an independent examination of not financial information, cost information. So we are going to examine the records of cost. Cost records, you know, costing subject you studied in CMA inter. Yes. So those are the records which we need to prepare as per costing subject. We follow some principles to prepare costing records, and those records we are going to audit, and we need to form an opinion, and that opinion should be given to the intended users. That is our objective. So as a cost auditor, you are just required to examine the cost records, for the purpose of forming an opinion and giving that opinion in the form of report to whom? Intended users. Who are the intended users? Later we will see. Okay, so this is the meaning of what? Audit. Mostly we talk about what? Cost audit. Here and there we discuss about financial audit also, which is very much irrelevant for your final examination. Okay, so cost audit, our restriction, our discussion will be restricted only up to cost records only, costing principles only, generally accepted cost accounting principles, and how the audit should be done. We need to learn cost auditing standards. So previously we studied standards on auditing in inter level, not very much applicable here. Here we need to study what? Cost audit standards. Cost audit standards. I hope you all getting the point clear. Okay, so let me begin the discussion. There are many companies, and all the companies got divided or classified into many industries. Many industries are there in India. What is the difference between industry and company? Company. Industry and company. A group of companies, a similar kind of companies put together, it is called as industry. Yes or no? Say example, coaching industry. Say IIT coaching industry, Chaitanya, Narayana, many colleges are there. This all will come under coaching industry. However, if I talk about only Chaitanya, only Narayana college, then it is called as what? Individual firm, individual organization. This is the difference between industry and company. Okay, so in India many companies are there. Let us talk about Reliance Industries or petroleum industry. In petroleum industry there are many individual players. Hindustan Petroleum, Reliance, Bharat Petroleum. Many companies are there. Individually, these are the companies. Put together, it is called as what? Industry. Okay. So, I am now going to talk about responsible persons. Responsible persons. In a company, there are certain responsible persons who are required to prepare subject matter. Who are required to prepare what? Subject matter. And that subject matter is to be given to intended users. For the purpose of giving the subject matter to intended users, this must be first of all prepared, and the responsibility to prepare lies with whom? Responsible persons. Now, what is called as subject matter? Subject matter is nothing but cost records, cost records, cost books, books of accounts, costing books. I'm talking about costing books. Okay. So, who needs to prepare the cost records in a company? Generally, management is required to prepare the cost records. Who are the responsible persons? Management. Management under the guidance of whom? Board of directors. It is the ultimate responsibility of the board of directors to prepare what? Cost records. And while preparing the cost records, they need to follow certain criteria. Certain criteria. So what is called as criteria? What is called as criteria? Criteria is nothing but some standard that we need to follow while we prepare the books of accounts. Say example, in CMA Inter we studied accounting standards for the purpose of preparation of books of accounts. Similarly, cost accounting records are also to be prepared in accordance with cost accounting standards. Cost accounting standards are also there. I'm not talking about standards on accounting standards. I'm talking about what? Cost accounting standards. So in criteria, cost accounting standards will be there. Standards and generally acceptable accounting principles, this is for financial information gap. And here we have generally accepted cost accounting principles. GAAP. It is not gap. It is what? GAAP. And this is what? Cost accounting standards, and GAAP is the standard what we need to follow for the purpose of preparation of what? Cost records. And this is called as criteria. And Institute of Cost Accountants of India will release some guidance notes. And that guidance note is also to be followed by the responsible persons for the purpose of preparation of what? Cost records. So what comes under criteria? It may be cost accounting standards, it may be generally accepted cost accounting principles, it may be the guidance notes which is issued by ICMAI. Okay. Once this subject matter is prepared, that should be usually given to whom? Intended users. However, before it is provided to the intended users, it must be given to a person called as professional. Who is he? Professional. So who is a professional for cost audit? Who is a professional? Top. Top of this cost accountancy. Who is that? CMA. And this CMA, after you qualify, you have two options. Either you may go for job, that is called as employment, huge salaries. And the other aspect is what? Practice. CMA practice you can open. And you will be called as a professional cost accountant once you choose this practice. Those persons who opt for practice, those are the persons who are eligible to do the cost audit. So if you are into employment, there is no chance that you can sign the cost records, cost audit report. Okay. So who is eligible to sign CMA report, cost audit report? CMA who is in practice. CMA who is in practice. Okay. So this CMA who is in practice, he does audit. He does what? Audit. What comes under audit, sir? Audit is nothing but examination. Audit is nothing but what? Examination. Verification. Different names are there. Verification. Inka? Verification. Inquiry. Many things he does. Okay, for the purpose of forming an opinion. For the purpose of forming an opinion. What kind of opinion, sir? He forms an opinion whether the cost records are prepared in accordance with the applicable criteria or not. The cost records give true and fair view as per the criteria which is mentioned. As per the criteria which is mentioned. Okay. If it is matching with the criteria, then unmodified opinion. Okay. Later we'll discuss about these opinions. For the time being, he can form an opinion. He can form an opinion, and that opinion, just like that, over a phone call, you cannot communicate. Yes or no? So opinion must be formed, and that opinion should be written formally in a report. And this report is called as what? Cost audit report. Cost audit report. Okay. And this cost audit report should be finally issued to whom? Intended users. Okay. Intended users. Intended users may be central government, regulatory authorities, say example telecommunication services, regulatory authorities, TRAI, telephone regulatory authority of India. They may use this cost accounting reports of those particular companies which are there in telecommunication industry. This is the example for regulatory authorities. Either it may be used by company itself for the purpose of knowing the cost of the product. How much is the cost that they are incurring to manufacture a product or to provide some service. So this cost audit report may be used by whom? It may be used by central government, or it may be used by whom? What is the RA? Regulatory authorities, or it may be sometimes used by whom? Company itself, for the purpose of evaluation of the performance, for the purpose of evaluation of how the management is doing the work at least cost. Okay, is going to manufacture the products or providing the services at least cost. If they want to know, they can just go and get the cost audit done by a professional called as cost auditor. Easy. What he will verify, sir? This professional, what will he verify, sir? Okay, he will verify whether the costs are properly identified or not. Whether the costs are properly identified or not. And he will verify whether the costs are properly measured or not. While manufacturing some goods or providing some service, are all the costs identified? Are all the costs properly measured? Okay. Are all the costs properly apportioned? Have you ever listened to the word called as apportionment? Allotment, cost which is allotted, cost which is apportioned. Okay. Are the costs properly reported or disclosed? Reported or disclosed. This is what he verifies. And all these things must comply with the criteria. Yes or no, it is the responsibility of the management to do all these things in compliance of the criteria. As a professional, I need to verify whether the criteria is matched or not. If it is matched, you give a true and fair view to the intended users. Who are the intended users? For example, who are the intended users? It may be central government, it may be regulatory authorities, or it may be whom? Company. It may be company itself for the purpose of evaluation of the performance. Is it very simple? So, if you want, you can just copy. So this is the basic introduction of cost audit. I am very much used to teach financial audit. Sometimes I may, by mistake, spell CMA as CA. Don't take me wrong. I am very much used to teach audit since 6 years. And hence sometimes by mistake I may use the word called as CA. Don't take it into heart. Okay. CA decide. CMA decide. There is no difference at all. Yes, you can copy. ఇక్కడ నుంచి చూపించాలా? ఓకే, యూ కెన్ ఫాలో. Those who are watching the class online, they can just keep the speed at 1.5 or 2 or 2.53, whatever you want, you can just keep. Once you complete writing, immediately you can just skip and go to the next area. Okay, as it is the face-to-face class which is going on here, they are just copying. Quickly you need to write. If you need any full forms, you can just ask me. GAAP, what is that? Generally accepted cost accounting principles. This is not guidance, it is guidance notes. See, all these things, cost accounting standards, GAAP and guidance notes, these are the things which act as guide for the responsible persons to prepare the financial statements. Cost records. See, financial statements is for CA. I'm just talking about what cost records. So it takes some time for me to fully convert into cost audit. Okay, so to complete, you can just write one definition of cost audit. Okay, first of all, let me tell you general meaning, general definition of cost audit. General definition of cost audit. Okay, it is the independent examination of which records? Cost records, not financial information. I'm talking about cost records. Okay, also called as cost statements. Financial statements got replaced by what? Cost statements. Cost statements and any other cost related information. Cost related information of the entity. Information of the entity. With a view to express an opinion. Thereon. Writing extraordinary, you need to adjust it. Okay, from tomorrow writing will be good. Today I am not seeing the screen. It is just a pad where I need to see the laptop and I need to write here. So though if I write in my original tab, then also my writing will be like this only, not much difference will be there, but still there will be little improvement. From tomorrow onwards, writing will be little improved as I need to see the screen and write tomorrow. So there is no possibility today, and hence you need to adjust at least for today. So general cost audit, what is the meaning? It is the independent examination of cost records, cost statements and other cost related information of the entity for the purpose of expressing an opinion, with a view to express an opinion. Okay, whether they are true and fair or not. That is what our objective is. Okay, So there is another definition which is given by ICMAI, Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So there is a definition which is given by ICMAI. So that's what we need to write now. So definition which is given by whom? ICMAI. So ICAI is the short form which we cannot use. ICAI is the registered trademark which is already given to whom? C. And hence we cannot use ICAI. Instead of ICAI, I am writing ICMAI. But the full form is what? Full form Institute of Cost Accountants of India only. Okay. So there is a definition which is given by Institute of Cost Accountants of India as, right, as a system of audit, a system of audit for the review, for the review, examination, for the review, examination, appraisal of cost accounting records, comma, appraisal of cost accounting records, required to be maintained by, required to be maintained by specified industries, specified. See, these cost records are not applicable for every industry. Only there are some industries which are notified, and those are the industries who need to prepare the cost records. Cost audit is applicable for them only. It is not applicable for everyone. And hence it is to be maintained by whom? Specified industries as mandated by, who said as mandated by Companies Act 2013. Companies Act 2013 law said you to get your cost accounts prepared and cost accounts audited. So Companies Act year 2013 along with cost audit rules, cost records and audit rules framed thereunder, along with cost records and audit rules framed thereunder. Easy. So this is the meaning which is given by whom? ICMAI. It is a system of audit for the review, examination, appraisal of cost accounting records. Who said to prepare cost accounting records? Companies Act 2013 and rules made thereunder. Okay, this is the general meaning which is given by ICMA. Okay, that's it. So let us talk about scope of the cost audit. Scope of the cost audit. Right, scope of the cost audit. The scope is primarily restricted to verification of the cost records only. The scope is primarily restricted to what? Verification of cost records, whether they are prepared as per the criteria or not. That is our main scope. However, additionally, there are some other things that we can achieve just by having this cost audit. What is that? We can measure the performance. Okay? Entities performance. Entities performance we can do what? Measure. So cost audit and cost accounting maintenance, cost accounts preparation will help the organization to measure themselves. How well they are doing the work, how well they are performing the objectives of the organization. So this is a additional scope that we can derive based on cost audit. Okay, so additional first one scope of cost audit. So primarily what is that? Primarily it ensures primarily ensuring the accuracy, primarily ensuring the accuracy with which the cost data is prepared. Cost data is prepared and exact computation of data is prepared and exact computation of cost of the product produced or service provided. This is the primary scope. Okay, the scope is extended to verification of the accuracy of what cost data, and you can also be in a position to know the cost of the product or cost of the service which is provided. Okay, but additionally, cost audit is a mirror of measurement of your performance. So additionally, the scope extends to ఇక్కడ రాయండి ఏమని scope extends to measurement of what? Measurement of entities performance. Measurement of entities performance. Measurement of entities performance. Okay, and it also helps in overall improvement in the efficiency. What is called as efficiency? What is called as efficiency? Efficiency is nothing but doing the work within very less time with the same level of quality. Okay, this is called efficiency. So once you conduct this cost audit, we'll come to know where the labor time gets wasted, so that some improvement suggestions will be given by the auditor, so that the company may be in a position to rectify and improve themselves. Okay, eliminating the wastage of the labor time. Okay, they can improve themselves and overall efficiency can be achieved. This is the additional scope that you can have because of cost audit. Okay, I hope you all getting the point. You can just take 2 minutes time to read. See what I am discussing today, 5 marks final exam pakka, there is no doubt. Two minutes time తీసుకుని you can just read. ఇక్కడ కూర్చు ఏమో తగలదు ఆ చేయి తెచ్చుకొని, or you can also sit comfortably even without chair. Oh. Slow. Okay, done. So we'll go to the next aspect, that is benefits of cost audit. What are the benefits of the cost audit? Very simple. So benefits of the cost audit, write the first point. Very important point. Okay, it helps in determining sales price. See, generally how the sales price is fixed?
Cost plus profit.
Cost plus profit only. So first of all, we need to know the cost so that we can add some profit margin on that, and then we may decide sale price. So for that reason, cost records are very much important. So without knowing the cost, how can you fix the price? And hence cost records and cost audit will be helpful for you for the purpose of fixing the prices. So first point, it is easy only. It helps in determining the sale price and also fixing the profit margin. Next one, it assists it assists the management in decision making. For example, capital budgeting, investment decisions, those kind of decisions can be taken, because a lot of times even in financial management CMA inter we studied, when you want to start a new company there will be some cost to incur. Whether to start that company or not, you need to decide. So for that reason, management may need to ascertain the cost for that new project. The cost is too high than the revenue what we get, then don't start that business. So for that reason, cost records may be useful. So second point is also easy for the purpose of decision making. Which kind of decisions? It may be investment decisions. Point number 3. Setting of standards and budgetary controls. Let me ask you one question. Costing is the subject which we need to consider before starting the business or after doing the business?
Before.
Is it a preventive measure or corrective measure?
Preventive.
Primarily it is a preventive measure. Once the mistake is happened, then it may be useful for
Next.
correcting. Primarily the costing is the subject which we use before we start the business. Yes or no? So for the purpose of keeping the cost low, eliminating the wastages, and doing the best business within less cost frame. Yes or no? And that's what we are going to write. Ade kada ippudu just what you have written. Setting up standards and budgetary controls. Oh no, budget is the word which we listen before we start the business or after completion of the business. Do you prepare the budget after completion of business? No, budget we will start before starting the business, and then we need to do the business sticking on to the budgets and trying to do the business within the budget. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, setting of standards and budgetary controls. This is the third point. Easy. It helps in elimination of, next point. It helps in elimination of abnormal wastages. From tomorrow onwards I will write. I have my own iPad. Recently I purchased. It is my kastarjitam. From tomorrow onwards I will write in that iPad. Okay, my writing will be even good in that writing pad. In my iPad. This pad, it is not cooperating. Okay, today I just want to dictate. From tomorrow onwards I will also write. Okay, continue cheyandi. Ekkada? Where are we?
Normal.
Yes, abnormal wastages we can just do what? Eliminate. So wastages in terms of material, in terms of labor time. Wastage may happen in terms of material or in terms of labor time. Brackets you can write. In the brackets you can write. What is that? Material or labor time. Material or labor time. It helps in, next point. It helps in accurate inventory valuation. See, you purchased some material in a shop. Okay, you just need to bring that material to your factory. So that transportation cost, will it be added to the material cost or not? Will it be added to your material cost?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Who
Yes.
said? Who said? It is the standard which is already given to you, and we need to adhere that particular standard while we prepare the cost accounting records. So it is right to add the transportation cost to the material. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So our point, it is exactly written there. Valuation, accurate valuation of inventory. When you value the inventory, you just need to add some other costs also to the inventory so that it will give the accurate picture of the value of the inventory. So that is the next benefit, accuracy of the inventory valuation. 7th point. Sixth point, overall improved efficiency. Overall improved efficiency of the entity's performance. Of the entity's performance. Okay. And the last point, control over element wise cost. Element wise cost. So for example, when we run a business, there will be multiple costs that we incur. Say imagine this is a college. What kind of cost may be there? Rent, electricity, water bill, salaries, teaching, non-teaching, and we are providing some service. And to provide some service, we need to have what? We need to have to incur some costs. So various costs are there, and there may be a case where cost will be excess in some elements. Okay, excess in some elements. For example, electricity bill. You find lot of wastage of electricity when we fail to switch off these ACs or lights. So this is called as what? Wastage of electricity cost. Wastage of electricity which leads to additional cost. How can we control that? By switching it off on right time. Yes or no? So we can, just by having the cost records or cost audit, we can identify where the wastage of some cost is incurring. There we need to identify that, and we need to actually implement the controls over there for the purpose of keeping the wastages low. So last point, Timra sir, control over element wise cost. Okay, so we just need to reduce the excess consumption of electricity for the purpose of keeping the electricity cost low. I hope you will get the point clear, and it is benefits of cost audit. You can take 2 minutes time to read. Simple only, benefits of cost audit. Very simple. Only 6 to 7 points. Okay, so write history of ICMAI. History. Keeps us editing 1944. 1944. Institute of Cost and Works Accountant of India. Accountants of India. Institute of Cost and Works Cost and Works Accountants of India was incorporated as a limited company. See, in 1944, what happened? Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India was established as a company. It is not a separate body which is recognized by Parliament of India. In 1944, it was established as a company, and thereafter it got converted into an organization which is set up by Parliament of India. So, me books mein it is written. It is a body set up by Parliament of India. Okay, so initially in 1944 it was a company, and thereafter what happened? Keep the slide heading. 1959. 1959. ICWAI was established as a statutory body. As a statutory body under cost and Works Accountants Act. Cost and Works Accountants Act 1959. There is an act for you. Law. There is a law which is applicable for you people. What is that law? Cost and Works Accountants Act 1959. And as per that law, you got converted as an organization, statutory body set up by Parliament of India. Okay. So what happened in 1959? ICWAI was established under the law. A law? Cost and Works Accountants Act 1959. And then cited in 2012. In 2012, what happened? ICWAI got changed its name into Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Works they removed works. Institute of Cost Accountants of India. In which year it happened? 2012. These are all MCQ questions. Okay. This is history of your institute. Sorry, our institute. This is the history. Okay. Keep the slide heading: History of Cost Audit. History of Cost Audit. See, preparation of books of accounts of cost is different, and auditing the books of accounts of cost is different. I am not talking about preparation of books of accounts now. Preparation of books of accounts of cost, it was there in 1914 itself. 19th century lo early days. So I am just talking about cost audit. Cost audit was started in 1965. Keep the slide heading. 1965. I am not talking about what? Preparation of cost records. I am not talking about preparation of cost records. I am talking about audit of cost records. Okay. So cost audit was introduced in 1965 under Companies Act 1956. Under Companies Act 1956. Now Companies Act 2013 is there, right? So previously we used to have Companies Act 1956. Inka previously we used to have 1913. 1913, exactly after 100 years. Exactly after 100 years, 2013 Act came into picture. So before we used to have 1913 Companies Act. So I'm now talking about 1956. As per 1956 Companies Act, they introduced cost audit for the first time. In which year? 1965 is the first year for cost audit. Okay, very simple. As per section number 233B. As per section number 233B. 233B for cost audit. 233B is for cost audit. Now it is 148. You know 148 of Companies Act 2013. Do you know 148? Companies Act 2013 cost audit. cost audit. This is as per Companies Act 2013. I am now talking about 1956. 233B was the section we used to have for cost audit. And 209 subsection number 1. 209 subsection number 1 is for maintenance of cost records. Is for maintenance of cost records. Okay. In 1965 it was started, and from 1965 till 2008, the same story we followed. And after 2008, what happened? We'll see in some time. 1965 to 2008, what happened? We need to write now. Okay, right. 44 industries. 44 industries were required to maintain the cost records. 44 industries. Different industries are there, right? Can you name 2 or 3 industries?
Tata, Reliance.
Industry, not company. I am asking about industry, I am not talking about company. ఇంకా petroleum industry, automobile industry, telecommunication industry, sugar industry, pharma industry,
Cement industry.
Okay, so ala 44 industries used to be there, which needs to follow the maintenance of cost records provisions of 1956 Act. Okay, 44 industries. But cost audit is applied for specific companies only. I'm not talking about industry now. Cost audit is applicable for companies. So till the period, from the period 1965 to 2008, cost audit is applicable for individual company. Cost accounting records are applicable for 44 industries. So accounting is for industries, so audit is for companies. Okay, so during the period 1965 to 2008. So 44 industries were there for cost records maintenance, and the cost audit is happened. Cost audit is happened company specific only. Cost audit is happened company specific only. Company specific. Easy. In 2008, some changes were there. In 2008, keep the site heading 2008. An expert group was set up. Expert group was set up for the study of expert group was set up for the study of existing system of cost accounting records and cost audit system. I'm not talking about 2008 scenario. Okay, in 2008, the expert group was set up in India for the purpose of review of existing cost accounting records and cost audit. 2009 side heading. Okay, 2009. Expert group suggested the government some improvements to the existing system. Okay, and in keep the side heading 2011. 2011. In 2011, it is the first time the cost audit is mandated based on turnover limits and net worth limits. So in India, not all the industries are required to get the books of accounts of cost audited. Only few industries are covered under this based on the turnover limits, based on the net worth limits. If they cross the turnover, if they cross the prescribed net worth limits, then only the cost audit is applicable. Okay, so those are the provisions which were introduced in 2011 only. Okay, 2011 what happened? What happened? It is mandated to get the audit, cost audit based on turnover and net worth limits. This was the first time, 2011. Okay, 2011 lo ran mandated cost audit and cost accounts under the Companies Act, under the Companies Act, under the Companies Act for manufacturing, mining, and processing operations. Depending upon what?
Net worth and turnover.
Yes, net worth and turnover limits. Depending upon net worth and turnover limits. Depending upon net worth and turnover limits. And now history was over. Now we are in current situation. It started in 2013 and 14. 2013 New Companies Act 2013 came into picture, and it has some rules which were there in 2014. Cost accounting rules and cost audit rules, which we are now following. So last side heading, it is what 2013 and 14. 2013 is for Companies Act and 2014 is for rules. 2013 is for Companies Act. And 2014 is for rules made thereunder in relation to cost accounts and audit. Cost accounts and audit. So a little discussion is required for origin also. Origin of cost audit. Origin of this cost audit. Okay. Early 90s, we used to have the government of India giving lot of contracts to private people. Okay, private people where they need to perform their work, and the government of India is required to make them payments. Okay, and these contracts are based on the contract prices are based on cost plus contracts. Okay, so what does that mean? So the price will be fixed based on the cost. Once we need to calculate the cost and then add that profit margin and give that money as the contract price to the private people. So government of India, it gives lot of contracts to many people where the price will be based on cost plus contracts. So government of India initiated the investigation procedures for the purpose of arriving the cost of various contracts so that the value of the contract will be fixed. Government of India wants to know whether the value is appropriate or not. So it is based on what? It is based on cost only. So the value of the contract depends upon cost, and hence the government of India started verifying the costs of various industries, various contracts properly. And this is the origin. So this investigation started way back in 1913, 1910. So mid 50s అని అంటారు, ఎర్లీ 50s అని అంటారు, అంటే 1950 కన్నా ముందు, బిఫోర్ 1950s. Okay, this is the origin of cost audit. Okay, please read. The origin of cost accounting and audit. The origin of cost accounting and audit. cost accounting and audit can be traced can be traced can be traced back to pre-independence era pre-independence era where large number of business firms large number of business firms were given contracts by government of India government of India on cost plus model cost plus model that is contract price is equal to contract price is equal to contract price is equal to cost plus profit margin. Cost plus profit margin. Point number 2. Government of India started investigation and verification into the cost structure of such firms okay. Last one. Mid 50s government of India appointed all these are MCQ questions only. Okay, mid 50s government of India appointed Vivian Bose VIVIAN Vivian Bose Commission and later Dutt Commission. Dutt Commission is nothing but group of people. Okay, Dutt Commission and Daftari DAPHTARY Daftari Sastri Commission. For recommendations of more effective system of cost accounting and cost audit. Okay, this is genesis of cost audit, where it was started. Okay, that's what we have written till now, and we completed many aspects today. So take 2 minutes time and read the last one. History దగ్గర నుంచి take 2 minutes time and refer it again. History and origin. History and origin. All this is chapter number 1, module number 1. We are going to complete module number 1 today itself. Last 2 questions. Okay, module number 1, 5 marks. So almost 6 to 7 pages you are going to write, and from this 6 to 7 pages, 5 marks. I am feeling jealous of you. Very simply, you are getting 5 marks in the first session itself. Okay, so next area it is cost accounting standard. Listen to me very carefully. So who forms cost accounting standards in India? How the cost accounting standards got formulated in India? This is the question. Okay, internationally there is one organization called as IFAC. If you can remember this IFAC, International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, International Federation of Accountants, and this is at international level. This is at what? International level. However, we are just talking about cost accounting standards which are formulated in India. So in India, see, IFAC lo one of the members is ICMAI. ICMAI. This is national level. National level. So ICMAI lo various boards will be there. Examination board, disciplinary committee board, various committees will be there. Out of those, one of the committees is Cost Accounting Standards Board, CASB, Cost Accounting Standards Board, and this board will look after formulation of what? Formulation of cost accounting standards. Very beautiful. So who will formulate cost accounting standards in India? ICMAI. Under ICMAI, there are many boards. Out of those boards, one of the boards is Cost Accounting Standards Board. Cost Accounting Standards Board. CASB. Cost Accounting Standards Board. Who will formulate cost accounting standards time to time in India. And they will also issue guidance notes for compliance of this cost accounting standards. Guidance notes also will be issued by ICMAI only using this board. Okay, very easy. And what are the uses or purpose of cost? Chubanchala, you can now copy. IFAC is at international level. However, we are talking about national level. National level lo ICMAI, Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Under that, CASB is the board, and they will formulate the cost accounting standards in India along with the guidance notes. And as a professional, as responsible persons, management needs to follow this CAS, and as a professional, I need to check whether they followed or not. Okay, that is what my requirement is all about. Okay, so cost accounting standards and keep the side heading and then write this. Keep the side heading purpose. Cost accounting standards. Keep purpose. What is the purpose of cost accounting standards? See, in India, there are many industries, right? So every industry for whom this cost accounting records or cost audit is applicable, so they need to follow the same standard only, and it gives you uniformity, consistency, comparability. When everyone is following the same, there is high possibility that the cost records can be compared with other organizations. So this is the primary advantage. This is the primary purpose. Okay. So it provides purpose to first one. In the purpose first one, it provides uniformity, comma, consistency, comma, comparability. Comparability. Okay. Point number 2. It provides structured approach to measure the cost. Okay. So when they follow the same principles, cost can be measured similarly. All the organization, they need to follow the same principle, so the cost measurement will also be the same. Okay, so it helps, it provides standardized structure for measurement of cost. Okay, point number 3, integrates, comma, harmonize, integrates, comma, harmonize and standardize, and standardize cost accounting principles. See, generally accepted cost accounting principles are different and cost accounting standards are different, and all these principles will be integrated, harmonized into cost accounting standards. So while someone frames the cost accounting standards, they consider the principles which were already written. So accounting principles are different, accounting standards are different, right or wrong? As per accounts, accounting principles are different, accounting standards are different, and the standards will harmonize, integrate, summarize into the standards. All the principles will be harmonized into standards, integrated into standards. Okay, that's what we have written. Data point, it integrates, harmonize, standardize the cost principles. Cost accounting principles will be integrated into standards. So all the standards will contain that principles only. Okay, so write the last point. You tell me one thing. Cost accounting, cost audit professional, who is that? CMA in practice, right? CMA in practice. He can attest the cost financial statements or cost statements. He can attest the cost statements just by verifying the cost records, whether they are matching with the cost accounting standards or not. And the cost accounting standards will support the auditor to attest the cost statements or not. So this is another purpose. Attest and sign, giving the report, attestation. Okay, so last 4th point, it enables the professionals to attest the general purpose cost statements. Attest the general purpose cost statements. Attest the general purpose cost statements. Easy only, very simple. So we completed cost accounting standards. Cost accounting standards introduction is over. Okay, the purpose for choosing. We have completed the purpose of cost accounting standards. 4 points. You can read it. 2 minutes time. You can read this question also. From tomorrow onwards, class will be in the morning. 8 to 10. 8 to 10. 2 hours lecture will be there. Least possible case, 1 hour 45 minutes will be there. So some people, they may come from far places. They may be late. For that reason, at least 1 hour 45 minutes class will be over. Okay. So write the last question for the day. Last question, that is objectives of cost audit. Objectives of cost audit. Objectives of cost audit. Open 2 branches. Open 2 branches. Don't write there. Use new paper. Okay. So open 2 branches. General objectives. First branch, general objectives. Second branch, social objectives. See, after this much of discussion from last 1.5 hours, it is very easy to understand each and every point which is there in objectives. Okay. So you continue writing, each and every point you will be able to understand. So I don't need to explain. You know it already. Okay. So what is the first branch? General objectives. What is the second branch? Social objects. General objects to write. First one. Verify whether cost accounting records are maintained as per cost accounting system. Do I need to explain this? As an auditor, what you need to do? You need to verify whether cost records are matching with cost accounting system or not. That's it. Okay. Point number 1, very easy. Come to point 2. Detection of errors and fraud. Detection of errors or fraud. Yes, once the audit is done, you will be able to identify the errors or frauds. Okay, cost related to cost. So second point is also very simple. Okay, come to third point. Ensuring the compliance of GACAP. Ensuring the compliance of GACAP. What is GACAP? Generally accepted cost accounting principles. So we need to follow that. And cost audit says what? Whether you followed or not. So this is the objective. Point number 3 is also very simple. Point number 4. Are you required to by heart each and every point? It is not required. So once you know the concept behind it, it is very easy to remember everything. So point number 4. Verification of ascertainment of cost unit and cost center. Cost unit and cost center. Okay, there are some costs which are to be allocated to particular cost center only. Say example, let me take one simple example. In this organization, there are multiple classes, right? 11th class, 12th class, 11, 12, and CA foundation, CA inter, CA final. Okay, let me take the example of Raghuram sir. Okay, so Raghuram sir teaches for CA inter and CA final or CMA final, right? So there is some salary which is paid to Raghuram sir. It is the organizational cost or not? Organizational cost only. However, if I change this into cost centers, Raghuram sir salary should be allocated to which center?
Both CA
Inter and CA final only. It is not the cost of 11th or 12th. So this we can identify just by having cost audit. So which cost is allocated to which center? So this can be identified by having cost audit. Our point you have just written. Okay. Next one. Very easy point. Next one. Facilitates the basis for fixing the prices. Can you say more points on your own? Please think. What may be the objective of the cost audit?
It helps in the cost reduction.
Next. Eliminates abnormal wastages. Points and IP. IP even you can just write. Right. Eliminates abnormal wastages. Accurate inventory valuation. These are all advantages of cost audit only. Adhe again we are writing. Okay. Next one. optimum utilization of human optimum utilization of human physical means material which can be seen, material, human, physical, financial resources, is it financial resources. So all these resources can be utilized at an optimum level. Okay, no wastages. Next point, advising the management wherever required for overall improvement in efficiency. This point is also over. We can advise the management whenever it is required for the purpose of improvements in the overall efficiency. Within less time, more work can be done, no wastages. So this is the objective of the cost audit. Once we find some weakness, we will go and advise whom? Management, so that they can take necessary action, rectifying action. Very simple. And the last one, periodical reconciliation between financial accounts and cost accounts. Reconciliation chapter, did you ever listen to the word reconciliation? Okay, that can be possible. Periodical reconciliation between financial accounts and cost accounts, which this reconciliation we used to have in CMA Inter. We used to take choice, that chapter. Tilsa? Choice chapter. It provides reconciliation between financial accounts and cost accounts. Okay, this is general objectives of cost audit, and one part of this question is given as homework for you. There are only 4 points in that is social objectives. అందులో 2 points let me explain. Okay, so the prices are generally fixed on cost. Okay, once the cost is arrived, obviously they'll add 10%, 20%, 30% profit margin, and then the price will be fixed. When the cost is overstated, obviously prices will be overstated. Who will be at loss? Customers will be at loss. Organization will be at benefit only. Once the sales are happened, there is no other alternative. There is only one monopoly which is there in the market. What happens? Everyone buys from them only, and then it is an advantage for the business, but it is loss for the customer. And since the cost audit is there, the cost will be reduced, the cost will be properly ascertained, and the final price also will be properly ascertained, and hence it will help whom? Customers. This is the social objective. Okay, so this is one of the points. It eliminates the unfair pricing. Very simple. I'll read these points. You can go and write in the book at home. Okay, so I just need to complete 4 points. Let me read. Yes, checking the price of the product, whether it is justified or not as far as quality is concerned. When the product is of highest quality, the price may be high. Lowest quality, the price may be less. But quality product will be able to manufacture. It depends upon the cost only, and hence we will be in a position to know whether the price of the product is justifying the quality or not. So this is the social objective. Okay, the objective of ours is to do what? To compare the quality and the price. Once the quality is good, cost will be more, price also may be more. So we will be in a position to compare the quality and the price. Very simple. This is first point. Come to second point. It facilitates cost competitiveness of a product in the global market. Cost competitiveness. So say example, when the iPhone you want to purchase in USA, it is very cheaper when compared to a price which is there in India. Okay, so the price which is there in Dubai is very less when compared to iPhone price. I am talking about iPhone price. Okay, when you want to buy iPhone in India, it is too costly, but when you want to buy it in Dubai, the same phone you will be able to get at less cost only. Okay, why is this happening? Can you say the reason? Is the manufacturing cost different? Is the manufacturing cost different for this product which are sold in USA, Dubai and India? No. So what is the thing which makes the difference? Taxes. Okay, taxes are generally calculated on the cost price only. Anti-dumping duty. Okay, customs. Okay, so it is generally calculated on cost only. Cost plus insurance plus transportation. So customs vinnera? Customs. I was the faculty for customs also. So in CMA intern. Okay, so that competitiveness in the global market will be there when you appropriately calculate the cost. When you calculate the cost correctly, our product will be globally competitive. Okay, this is second social objective. Third one, reduces the wastage in resources. Okay, reduces the wastage. Say example, water. Is this the resources which needs to be there for everyone or not? Water. Okay, when the water is wasted, who will be at loss? Entire society will be at loss. And hence once you reduce the wastage of water, it helps the society, and hence it is a social object. Okay, so recently one movie came, edo plant, car manufacturing plant, a lot of water will be wasted in that village once the car manufacturing unit is started in that particular village. కొంచెం old recent car, 2-3 years back. కాన్సెప్ట్ గుర్తుంది, హీరోలు తెలియదు. ఓకే, సో వేస్టేజ్ ఇన్ వాటర్ లీడ్స్ టు వాట్? It is adverse to the society. So once the wastage is reduced, obviously it will help the organization, at the same time society also, and hence social objective is achieved. Okay, and the next one, removing unfair pricing practices and eliminating economic imbalances that may occur in the price of the products and services based on cost. Economic imbalances అంటే, say example, see there are two organizations producing similar kind of product, one with least quality, one with best quality. The prices are different and the cost is also the different case in both the situations. So what will happen when one person is able to produce the product at 100 rupees, the other person is able to produce it at 20 rupees, the prices will vary. The prices will be varied, and hence most of the customers will go to this product only, ignoring the other side. Yes or no? There will be economic imbalance. Many people will be attracted to this product only, to this industry only, leaving this aside. Say చిన్న examples చెప్తాను చూడండి. Imagine a case where petrol is costing 100 rupees, diesel is costing 30 rupees. Imagine. Okay, what will happen now? No one will buy petrol car. Everyone will buy what? Diesel car only, as the car runs at lowest cost. Diesel car runs at lowest cost, and hence car industry, petrol car industry will be damaged. So economic imbalance will be there. Everyone comes to diesel only. So this imbalance can be eliminated just by keeping the prices properly. Okay, very easy. So all the 5 points are over, and this is social objectives. With this we completed module number 1 fully, which is covering 5 marks of entire 100 marks syllabus. Okay, every day 5 marks will complete, and as soon as possible I will wind up this cost audit and management audit, and then we'll start SFM. So I'll be the faculty for SFM also. Very soon we are going to start after we complete this. Okay, thank you, bye bye.